Girls and ghouls, are you ready for something horrific for Halloween? How about we talk about creepy? Not just any issue of creepy. How about some Bernie Wrightson? Wrightson. I don't know why I was going to say that wrong. Bernie Wrightson. Let's go talk about Bernie Wrightson. You can't talk about Halloween unless you talk about Bernie Wrightson. As far as horror comics, his Prince of Frankenstein, that stuff is it is what it is. Now, I was going to talk about Richard Corbin. I was thinking about doing Junji Ito. I was thinking about other kind of horror. I could even talk about Walking Dead, all that kind of stuff. And I love my Eerie archives and all that stuff. But listen, if we're going to talk about comics that are horror, okay, we got to talk about Bernie Wrightson. He is the guy who did the spooky horror crap. He's the guy. So why don't we take a look at some of his work he did here in the 60s and 70s. Let's take a look at just his draftsmanship, his skill, his style, the technique, everything. And this is a collection of some of those short stories that otherwise you'd have to go find the individual issues. It's really nice. I think it's Dark Horse, right? Dark Horse is doing these. They've done one with Ditko, Toth, Corbin, Bernie Wrightson. There's a couple others perhaps, but I do like the kind of artist collections. So why don't we just take a look at the spookiness of Bernie Wrightson.
Are you ready?
Okay, let's talk Bernie Wrightson. This is printed by Dark Horse. It retails at $20, and I definitely recommend getting it. Don't pay full price for anything, guys. Come on. Unless you want to support your local comic shop, which I do encourage that. Bernie Wrightson, I mean, you look at some of the newer guys, like Kelly Jones comes to mind quickly as far as like somebody who looked at Bernie Wrightson. A lot of people look at Bernie Wrightson. Look, Bruce Jones, Walt Simonson. You got Howie's there. All these people. Check this out. I mean, one of the great things of illustration that he just mastered too, you can see in this, is this juxtaposition of shape and form of highly detailed areas with very low rendering and detail. So you have that kind of like blank spots, heavily detailed spots, and then the perspective of this lamp, is really good. It's really good. I mean, he could have done it straight on, but it goes up that lamp. That really is a great choice. His hands, his anatomy, it's just fabulous. This was in '74, little watercolor. So these issues, again, like I mentioned, are from 66 all the way up to 82. So various issues. And what's kind of nice is you can see what issues they're in, so you can see what's going on. Why don't we keep it coming? Who did this forward? Bruce Jones did. Bruce Jones did this forward. Look at these just great faces and just like exaggerated looks. It's just really cool. And I think this stuff, the eerie and creepy, all those Warren magazines were all black and white. And what's cool about the black and white is you really see the inking. You see the inking. So as an inker and someone who likes the pen work, you really get a chance at seeing that. And there's special limitations, right? So you have to show depth through different types of hatching or textures. You have to show the levels by spotting your blacks and having your eye go to different places. Look at this right here. I mean, this alone Great image. You've got this cat and the old feller back there with the clouds and the smokestack. The house is beautifully done. And then up close, you've got this rock here, and then you even have some grass. I mean, it's just really nice. And the word balloons just fit right in there, just great. This is classic Wrightson folds. Really understood and exaggerated the drapery of clothing, which is another kind of subset skill of drafting. Just brilliant stuff. Loved this kind of work, and the wood grain. Using a lot of crow quill. Don't know if he ever used tech pens, but he might have used some rapidographs, things like that. He probably did. Probably used whatever he could, right? Look at this. And the modeling and the lighting is another thing that he was brilliant at. The ability to, you have these great cast shadows right here, but then this here with the cast shadow of the ear coming from this light source, but then you also have this light source here, which is really not there, but we put it here for the art to see, kind of like a rim light around the front of his face there. But this kind of stuff and this little like hatching, feathering here is just really, really well done. Really kind of shows the form of that cheek, that zygomatic process, which is the bone right there. That zygomatic process really coming out right there from the orbital. There. And then look at the knuckles and the hand, these kind of knuckly hand stuff. So his anatomy's on point. His composition is beautiful. The depth here, main focus. You've got in the extreme foreground this cat here that's like following and being a pain in the ass. Then you've got these also kind of different types of marks, and these kind of hatching. And then he does this kind of really almost gestural kind of wood and stuff. So he's using a lot of different kind of techniques and stuff, but yet it's all, look at this. Isn't that a great image? No blood splatter, no craziness, which normally we would see that now. We'd see the blood everywhere, But actually it's more horrific. This big white clean axe, against all the darkness there. So it really stands out. And the folds of the jackets and the clothing, especially at the joints, really well done. Again, texture everywhere, right? So his work is like there's texture everywhere. Everything is done. Now, if you were to color that, you might say, well, maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want some of the coloring to kind of show that. But being just a pen and ink drawing, it just adds another level of complexity and draftsmanship. And so really well done, man. Just great. Now, here's another style. Here's like another kind of, now we've got, ink washes to show some of that. You wouldn't do ink washes over this because it's pen and ink, right? But now you can do ink washes and show that the form. I mean, is this Jennifer? Is this Sister Jennifer? Yeah. This is this is horrific. I mean, talk about a horror comic. This is a sapoke. This is freakish. Jennifer is freaky. This is like a straight up scary ass story, and I think this is Bruce Jones. This is like a classic. That's considered one of the best. Yeah, it's Bruce Jones. Yeah, dude. Jennifer is freaky. This is a freaky story. Yeah, it's about this girl. It's just horrific. It's, ugh. Here's another story. Again, you can see it's Wrightson, but there's a different style sometimes. That hair looks different. Those hands, those knuckles it's not the same as it was we saw, back here, right? different kind of hand. Almost feels a little looser perhaps, but then you'll see some of the vestiges of the old Wrightson. You know, even this looks very different as well. Look at those faces and stuff. This looks very much more kind of classic comics, almost like a Neil Adams or something, you know, perhaps. So he is using different styles here, which is kind of nice. You see the versatility, and perhaps it's his own tastes, or maybe the story calls for it. And look at this though, isn't that great? These panels here and the big stone hitting the ground and creating the little dirt pockets and stuff. So he can do kind of a cartoonish style as well. It's a great face, I like this stuff. He's most known for that other things I've shown you, but this I mean, this looks like this was inked by somebody else, like a Klaus Janson or something. Hang on, let me look at this. Yeah, oh, I see now why. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, we got other people doing this. So what story is this? This is Dick Swift and the Electric Power Ring. Yeah, okay. Okie dokie. This is making more sense. So you got Carmine Infantino doing this. So Carmine Infantino's doing, I'm assuming, the pencils, and then Bernie's inking it. Okay. That's why I'm like, I was really surprised by this. Man, this doesn't look right. Yeah, so this is Carmine Infantino, and he's kind of inking this. Now this feels more like, and even this feels different. Who's this? No, it is. Okay, there is the rest of it. Yeah, the rest of it is just, yeah, I actually want to see that one too, how the difference that is. Look at this, isn't that beautiful? Musculature, the form, the master of the hatching. I mean, very Frazetta-like, right? If you look at some of older Frazetta's, like cartoons and some of his pen and ink work, you'll see this really great job of the anatomy and the molding of the body and the form. You know, this looks like taupey, right? So this even has a kind of a taupey quality to it. And this is like classic Frazetta here. I'm not Frazetta, Wrightson. High contrast, really great high contrast stuff. He does. I want to see if I can pull out the Chaikin. Yeah. Boom. Let's see if I can pull out the Chaikin. Yeah, this looks like this has, at least this here, is that the Chaikin Youngblood? He likes private eye stuff, so yeah. Yep. So this is kind of some Chaikin that they're doing together, and I'm not sure. I'm assuming he's just inking over Chaikin. Yeah. Looks like it. Oh, look at this, some color. I didn't know there's some color. Oh, look, isn't that great? All about the folds and the drapery. Look at this, and the stone. This is what he kind of excelled at these lines, at this just every inch of this piece, which is pretty big, you know, at least 11 by 17, if not much bigger, just slaved over. And you gotta love it. I think the coloring is good. I don't know if it adds that much. I mean, it adds a little bit to it, but it could have been nice black and white too. Oh, here's some covers. That's cool. Dinosaur, like a William Stout. This stuff is great. I love this stuff. Yeah. And then the kind of sepia water toned. We got some more. We got some extras. So this is some more. Okay, that's a little ad. Okay, so this is Bernie Wrightson. Totally recommend getting this book or just learning more about him on a happy Halloween. Hope you guys all have a wonderful time with your families. Stay safe out there, you ghouls and gals, and I will see you in a couple days. Okay, so thanks for subscribing. Check out my Patreon, look at what I'm up to, and have a great day and spooky night.